So, you want to start a business. An important thing to understand is the Consumer Guarantees Act.
Huh? The what act?
What? You don't know it? Well, then let us explain.
The Consumer Guarantees Act 1993 is an important piece of legislation for businesses. Businesses that are unaware of the obligations of the CGA could find themselves in breach of the law and may face legal claims by unsatisfied consumers.
Wait, does the Consumer Guarantees Act apply to me?
What kind of question is that? Of course it does. The CGA applies to people in trade, which means you. It also applies to consumers.
So, what's a consumer?
Geez, you don't know what a consumer is either? Well, a consumer is someone who acquires goods or services from someone like you for personal, domestic, or household use or consumption. A consumer does not buy goods or services for the purpose of resupplying them in trade, consuming them in the course of process of production or manufacture, or in the case of goods, repairing or treating in trade of other goods or fixtures on land. Do you understand?
What kind of guarantees are given to customers?
It's simple. The Consumer Guarantees Act is here to not only protect the interests of consumers by allowing them to seek for repairs, replacements, or refunds for goods that are faulty and don't meet their purpose. It's also setting a minimum protection that can apply to all goods and services consumed personally or domestically.
I see. Another question I have is, what rights do I have as a consumer when I am unsatisfied with goods or services I have purchased?
If a consumer is unhappy with goods or services they have purchased, they have a right to a repair, replacement, or refund under these conditions. Number 1, the goods do not function for their purpose. Number 2, the goods differ from their description. Number 3, the goods do not match the sample. Number 4, the goods do not fit the purpose the seller has told you about. And number 5, the goods are faulty and do not function in the reasonable amount of time expected. The consumer has the right to return the goods they have purchased within a reasonable amount of time and have an exchange or refund, as long as the goods or services used are for personal or household use.
Can I contract out of the CGA?
The consumer can't cancel the contract if he or she has had the right to reject the goods. The cancellation by a consumer will not take effect before the time the cancellation is made known to the supplier, and or where it is not reasonable to communicate with the supplier before the indication is made that the consumer wants to cancel the contract. Moreover, it is not necessary to use any particular form of words, as long as the intention to cancel is made known. Lastly, where it is reasonably practicable to communicate with the supplier, subsection 2 shall take effect, subject to any provision in the contract for the supply of a service requiring notice of cancellation in writing.
Geez, that was a handful. Lucky for you, there is only one more thing for you to know. The practical consequences of the CGA.
Could you explain them to me?
Sure. There are a few practical consequences of the CGA for business practices. One being that most businesses are required to comply with the CGA unless they have contracted out. This means they are expected to remedy or replace the goods that a consumer is unhappy with. Another consequences would also be the consequential loss of money, as if they have to remedy or replace the good. This costs money, and thus the business would incur a loss of profit.
Thank you for teaching me about the CGA. Now I can start my yoga mat store.